Well, hello and welcome to the Modern Yin podcast. I'm your host, Kimberley Roberts of SolefulYin, and I am so glad you're here. I want to take a moment to help you understand what this space is all about, especially if you're new here, and how this podcast can support you. This podcast is really geared for busy women, especially over the age of 40, who feel like they're constantly on the go, taking care of everything and everyone, but you know what? Not taking care of themselves. And over time, that can start to look like feeling burnt out, overwhelmed, tense, tired, but wired, or just disconnected. What I share here is a different approach. Instead of pushing harder or doing more, we focus on slowing down, supporting your nervous system, and creating a sense of safety in your body. Because here's the thing, when your body feels safe, everything starts to shift. Your energy improves, your mind becomes clear, your body softens, and you begin to feel more like yourself again. Inside this podcast, you'll find simple practices using Yin Yoga, acupressure, reflexology, breathwork, mindfulness. These are all designed to fit into what I call real life, even when you only have a couple of minutes. And if you're looking for more support, you can come and join me inside my Patreon. That's where I share full Yin Yoga classes, guided practices for emotional support, nervous system resets, and even nourishing recipes to support your overall well-being. It's really a space where you can go deeper at your own pace and in a way that feels supportive, not overwhelming. So whether you're listening while walking, resting, or just taking a moment for yourself, I'm so glad you're here because you've landed in the right place. Take a deep breath, let those shoulders soften, and let's begin. Why is it that your nervous system craves Yin Yoga? That's what we're going to talk about in today's episode of the Modern Yin podcast. So welcome in. You know, there's a reason why so many women, including myself, find themselves drawn to Yin Yoga, especially after the age of 40. And it's not just because it feels good physically, because we already know it does, and we've already known that before. But it's because there's something deeper happening in the nervous system. You step into the stillness of a pose, and suddenly it's like your whole body goes, "Thank you," and it exhales. You start to notice that your shoulders soften a little bit. Your breath starts to slow down. Eventually, your mind becomes a little quieter. And here's the thing, what most women don't realize. This isn't accidental, all of that, what's happening. The softening of the shoulders, the breath slowing down, the mind becoming quieter, it's not an accident. Because Yin Yoga works directly with your nervous system. And truthfully, in a world where so many women are living in a state of chronic stress, anxiety, overstimulation, overwhelm, and internal pressure, that matters a lot. So today I want to talk about why Yin Yoga feels so powerful for nervous system regulation. And I'm also going to guide you through one very simple practice that you can do right side along me. Now, if you're driving or you're somewhere where you can't settle onto a yoga mat, then you're going to come back to that part of the episode because I want you to really feel into this. So let's talk about first why women are living in nervous system activation in the first place, right? Many women today are functioning from a nervous system that rarely fully settles down and restores. We're always thinking. we're always doing. We're always anticipating. I know I am. And even when rest becomes productive, we still kind of feel like we're doing something. And here's the thing, over time, your body starts to adapt to that pace. And so your nervous system becomes more familiar with activation rather than relaxation. I'm going to say that again because I really want this to land. Your nervous system becomes more familiar with activation than relaxation. So even when you try to rest, you're actually struggling and you can't. And your nervous system starts to feel like, well, relaxation is foreign. It's almost dangerous. But there's one reason so many women feel tired yet wired, overstimulated, emotionally reactive, and unable to fully relax and sleep deeply. It's because your nervous system has literally forgotten what safety feels like in the body. Right? Like it doesn't know what that feels like. It doesn't know what relaxation is like. So even when you try to relax, your bodies and your nervous system are staying on guard. They're like, oh no, we're still in protective mode. You know, kind of like back in the reptilian days where, you know, the cavemen were always on guard because there could have been anything coming after them. And we're kind of in the same situation now, except it's not, you know, a dinosaur or a bear standing in front of you. It's this thing called life is what's standing in front of you, and that's keeping you so activated. So why does Yin Yoga feel different than anything else, than any other stimulating form of movement? Because here's the thing, there's no rushing. There's no performing unless you're trying to. There's no pushing through unless you're trying to. Instead, there's just this stillness, the slowness, the time, the breath, the presence, the awareness. And all of that combination sends a super important signal to the nervous system. You are in a safe place enough to soften. Now, this doesn't happen like instantly, right? Because again, if your nervous system has been bracing and activated for so long, the relaxation is going to feel foreign, right? It's going to feel uncomfortable. So the thing is that when you consistently, and I want to say this again because this is so important, it's consistency of training your nervous system to feel safe enough to soften. And that doesn't happen with one Yin Yoga practice. But gradually, over time, as you start to do it more and more often, your muscles begin to relax sooner. The breath deepens sooner. The body stops bracing sooner. And that's why Yin can often feel very emotional. Because when the nervous system finally starts to soften and it finally starts to let go, the body begins releasing what it's been holding and storing for so long. And that could be years, it could even be decades. So this is where I want to pause here and guide you through a really simple Yin practice, like one pose, okay? So again, if you're not in a place where you can do this, or if you're driving, please come back to this section of the episode, okay? But if you're here and you're like, you know what, I'm down for this, I'm going to go get on my yoga mat, then I invite you to come into reclined butterfly. So bring the soles of your feet together and allow your knees to gently open. Now I'm going to encourage you, even if you're super flexible, to place some cushions, pillows, blankets, blocks underneath your thighs to support you. And then I want you to slowly recline back onto your back. Now, even if you're like really flexible and you're like, well, I don't really need the props, just bear with me on this one, okay? Do it anyway, because here's the thing. Your body might be flexible, but right now, your nervous system isn't. So use the blocks, because this isn't about the stretch. This is about the nervous system feeling safe enough to let the body release. Now, once you have reclined back, just take a moment to let your body settle, adjust if you need to. And then I want you to notice your breath. Just the unmeasured pace of your breath. You're not trying to change it right now. You're not trying to force it or manipulate it. I just want you to create awareness around your breath. Because without awareness, nothing changes. And now, I invite you to bring in a gentle 4-to-6 breath ratio. What is that? You're going to inhale through your nose for a count of 4. And then you're going to exhale through an open mouth for a count of 6. And you're going to do that again. You're going to inhale through the nose for 4 counts. And you're going to exhale through the mouth for 6 counts. So your exhale is becoming just a little bit longer than your inhale. And this is why the longer exhale is so important, because it helps signal safety to your nervous system. And when that happens, the body begins shifting out of bracing, or sometimes what I call, it's like a nervous system corset that's wrapped around you that you just can't let go of. But eventually, with the breath and the stillness, the body begins to shift out of survival mode, out of vigilance, and into regulation. So you're welcome to stay here for a few more breaths. You can continue to listen to the episode here as you soften the jaw maybe a little more, create a little hollow space between the upper and lower molars inside your mouth. Let your shoulders melt and draw your shoulder blades apart. Now again, there's nothing you're trying to achieve here. You're just allowing the body to feel supported. And when it feels ready, slowly release the breath count and come back to listening here. So why breath and yin are so effective together, and why, honestly, on my Patreon, all of my classes now, all of my yin yoga classes now, I pair breath work in with the practice, like deliberate breath work, because the body receives messages, 2 different messages actually, at the same time. There's the stillness through the pose, and there's the safety through the breath. And together, that's what helps regulate the nervous system far more effectively than you just going, I'm going to try to relax here. This is not laziness. I really want you to understand. This is physiological regulation. And this is so important in this day and age where we're so overstimulated. And especially for women over 40, because, I've said this in a few different episodes. women over 40 are often in a sandwich generation. Like they have aging parents that need support, and then they often still have either kids at home or older, teenagers or maybe even early 20s that still need support as well. And where are you? You're right in the middle of that. And so you're bending yourself forwards and backwards, and then there's nothing left for you. And this is where I want to spin in the modern yin perspective, because if you've been following along with me on my podcast here, in my Patreon, I'm talking all about what is modern yin. And honestly, really, in a simple way, it's about understanding that the body doesn't heal through constant force. Now, I had a student a couple of weeks ago. He's been practicing with me through my live stream yin classes for 5 years now. And at the end of the class last week, he said to me, today, he's like, it was like a light bulb turned on over my head. I finally realized that I've been forcing myself to relax all this time, when that's not what I need. I need to feel safe first. So today, he said, I supported myself a lot more in the poses, and I could feel myself feeling more safe in my body and more relaxed, and relaxed sooner. And you see, your body, your nervous system, your mind, it all heals through safety, support, and consistency. I want to say that again, consistency, because, a 1 hour practice once a week is far less beneficial and effective than you taking 5 minutes, 10 minutes every single day. It's like you're training your nervous system like you're training biceps. Repetition, consistency. And practices like Yin Yoga, they start to become so powerful because they create the conditions where the nervous system can finally stop gripping so tightly, especially for women over 40, whose bodies and nervous systems are literally craving a slower, steadier, more nourishing, supportive rhythm. And this is exactly the kind of practice and support that I share inside my Patreon space. Yin Yoga sessions, nervous system regulation practices, breath work, acupressure and reflexology rituals, nourishing, healthy recipes, meditation, programs, series, conversations that help women feel calmer, more grounded, and more supported in their bodies. So if this is all resonating with you, you're welcome to join me there on Patreon. I want you to realize that your nervous system does not need more pressure. It needs more safety. And sometimes, in all honesty, the most powerful thing you can do for your own body is slow down long enough for it to finally exhale. This is modern yin, and it's where stillness does the real work. Many women think they need to push harder, and especially when they're super stressed, they're like, okay, I'm just going to push a little harder in this practice and it'll help me relax. But in all honesty, you don't need to push harder. Often, it's just your nervous system is simply asking for it to soften. Give it the space to soften. This is why I say Yin Yoga is so much more than just a physical stretch. It truly is nervous system regulation. If today's episode supported you in any way, the next best step is to come practice with me. Inside my Patreon, I share simple yin yoga, acupressure, reflexology, and nervous system practices designed for busy women who want to feel calm, grounded, and back in their bodies without needing a ton of time. You'll also find full classes, guided practices, and even nourishing recipes to support your well-being. Until next time, take a deep breath, slow things down, and take care of you. And I'll see you in the next episode. Thanks so much for pressing play today.